AEW in 2025 is the living definition of crazy and controversy, ranging from characters and obviously storylines that are pretty much taking over the entire program most weeks. But there is an old saying that says with controversy, it's bound to make some money. And Ricochet is the best example that I can give for that saying right now. Now, I won't lie to you, I was very mixed with Ricochet first coming into AEW, as I thought he was going to be treated like he was previously in WWE. That means he was just going to be another guy on the roster that had a lot of potential to grow, but never reached that ceiling, you know? And for a while, it was looking like that, especially with his matches with the likes of Will Ospreay and Konosuke Takeshita last year at Full Gear. And not only that, he had a match with Ospreay and Takeshita at Wrestle Dream last year, which I highly recommend you watch that three-way. It's a certified banger. It was an awesome match. That's one of the recurring problems with Ricochet's career, especially within WWE. He's able to have awesome matches with anybody, but that was his ceiling, and that was his main problem. The AEW finally cracked the code with him, and that is to turn Ricochet heel. Now, Ricochet's heel turn sparked a huge uprising for his career. Instead of us knowing the resident superhero that he once was 6 years ago, he's adopted this new psychotic and egocentric character that we haven't really seen from Ricochet, and he can actually talk. That's one of the more shocking key points, is that Ricochet can cut decent promos now, and he's been getting better progressively every week, which I tip my hat to him. He definitely made this character feel like you need to hate him exponentially more than you already do. That's great, man. It's great. And the best part about this heel turn for me is how it started. Now, if you haven't or simply don't watch AEW, this is a good time for me to kick you up to speed. MVP gives Ricochet a business card to potentially join the Hurt Syndicate in the future or give him some ideas. Then a couple months later, Ricochet gets mauled and ridiculed on live TV by the Hurt Syndicate, which had everybody convinced that this was it for Ricochet. And some people saying that he was cooked, buried, done for, not going to recover from this. But boy, did he ever recover. After having a really great match with Kazuchika Okada for the Continental Classic, his aspirations of winning the tournament were sadly declined by Okada as he lost. And in turn, Swerve Strickland comes out and absolutely bullies Ricochet verbally, but he just wants to do something nice for the new year and start the new year of 2025 off right, as he gives Ricochet a happy new year, not to him, but Trevor. As the man that got plowed with toilet papers at World's End completely changed the outlook of what and who Ricochet truly is. A week after World's End and Ricochet losing in embarrassing fashion, he comes back at Fight for the Fallen with a huge vengeance on his mind as he takes out Swerve Strickland with a pair of scissors, not only screwing Swerve Strickland out of a huge chance to get back to the world title, but leaving him in mental and physical confliction. As the weeks go by, Ricochet's hate for Swerve Strickland grows exponentially larger each time we see him on TV, and it makes it really clear that he wants to not only beat up Swerve Strickland, but he wants to prove a point to not mess with Ricochet. And that's what he does at AEW Maximum Carnage by pretty much painting the picture that Swerve Strickland is responsible for creating the villain that Ricochet pretty much didn't want to be in the beginning. On the February 5th episode of Dynamite, we finally got to see these two square off in a really anticipated match, with these two really just bringing each other to the limit until Ricochet pulled something out of the hat when Swerve Strickland was going for a swerve stomp, and instead eats a low blow by Ricochet into a spirit gun for the 1, 2, 3. Not only did Ricochet need and deserve this win, he took something in return. After lying, cheating, and stealing pretty much to get his victory over Swerve Strickland, that wasn't enough. After the match, Ricochet absolutely bashed Brent Sonata over the back of the head and stealing his robe in the process, out here looking like Kizaru from One Piece, or Crocodile even. But after that, Ricochet walks to the ramp, pretty much in satisfaction for what he did to not only Swerve Strickland and Nana, but to the Embassy's legacy. Now, as a fan of Ricochet, I consider this whole heel run a W, because not only does he deserve it and not only does he need it, man, I did not want to see the same character that he had for the past 6 years in WWE, which was literally him just being able to do spots and do all these cool dives and not really explore anything else. He was just basic. And I'm not saying that's all Ricochet's fault by any means, because I love Ricochet as a competitor in the ring. But the opportunities that he was given in WWE were very minuscule and things that he wasn't really able to pull off, and he never really got the true opportunities to shine on the main roster. But I think this new environment is really good for him and more suitable for him as a character and a wrestler, as he has many things to help him out and boost his credibility. But I ain't trying to blame all of WWE for Ricochet's failures, as he himself really needed to grow as an entity and a character on TV instead of just being known for being a spot monkey, pretty much, in my opinion at least. But like I said earlier, Ricochet is able to have amazing matches with almost anybody you put him up against on the roster of either WWE or AEW. And his stat line just speaks volumes, as he's a former Intercontinental Champion, a former United States Champion. Granted, those ratings kind of sucked. Gave Ricochet a platform for what he was. And that is to be a guy to have amazing matches, and as well as put over a good chunk of the roster in the process. And that was his problem. He couldn't talk. But as of late, he's been cooking. He's been doing pretty good for himself. He's been able to really gain heat and attract the fans into really disliking his character. Whether it's heat that he attains on social media, or it's simply just stuff that he does in the ring or outside the ring doing backstage segments. This has honestly been a true resurgence for Ricochet's career in terms of finally finding that proverbial edge to get him over the hump of just being known as a guy to put on banger matches with anybody. Best of all, him finding his way in the promo department partially. I really need to see more of him and as this bastard-like persona. Guys, let's just do a little quick rundown of some stars that I picked out for this occasion of this video. Start off with Will Ospreay, Mercedes Moné, and Kazuchika Okada. The point that I'm trying to make here is that it's good to sometimes be the odd one out in certain situations, and him not winning a championship off the bat and him really getting the chance to grow and showcase a new side of him is something that should be done more in most companies, as it really helps the wrestler and potentially the company grow new stars. But I hope you guys enjoyed that video nonetheless, as I really enjoyed making it. And if y'all want to see more commentary videos, I'd be down to do it. But with games like 2K25 on the way, it's going to be a little hard, but hope to see you on the next one. Love y'all. Peace.